This is a breakdown episode on the Maul, but you can't talk about the Maul till you talk about the lineout. La Rochelle have a lineout 7 metres from the Stade Francais line. This is an opportunity for a Maul try. Will Skelton is free at the front, but La Rochelle don't want to throw there. If they throw there, the Stade Francais players can all commit. All 8 of them could commit, smashing Skelton into touch and onto the floor. La Rochelle want to win the ball on one of these 3 back jumpers. From there, they can set up a good Maul. However, the Stade Francais team are marking them up with 3 of their best jumpers. The La Rochelle lineout chief changes formation. When he moves forward, he drags some of the Stade Francais defenders with him. If he goes up now, that Stade Francais jumper would cover it and win the ball. So he knows there's 2 options behind him covered by one man, Macalou. He has to call to one of those players. He calls. He drags the player next to him forward, creating space for the jumper behind. Macalou now believes that player will get the ball, and he positions himself just in front, ready to jump and steal the ball should they throw it to that player next to him. Skelton is rushing back to lift, but he skirts past that player and goes to the back. Now everybody knows the ball is going to be won on the 15-metre line. Macalou is racing back against time. Because the ball is in the air, he needs to jump. If he doesn't jump now, he'll never intercept that ball. However, the lifter behind has made a poor lift. He hasn't got the height he could have got. So the ball sails over Macalou and into the hands of the La Rochelle team. La Rochelle are now in a great position from which to set up a Maul. Stade Francais competed very heavily in the air. As a result, they are in a bad defensive position. Because Stade Francais competed so hard in the air, they've given La Rochelle a lot of time to set up a Maul. To set up a great Maul, the 2 lifters and jumper have to be so tight, not allowing any opposition forwards to split them apart. With the time won by that tight front 3, these next 3 players come in. Their job, secure the ball, create a tight unit on which to build the rest of the Maul. You can see them do this as 3 and 7 push their way up, binding past number 1. This pushes number 1 back, and now the ball is safe at the back of the Maul. Meanwhile, 3 and 5, Skelton and Contella, who between them weigh 270 kilos, are beginning to go forward. Behind them we see the 2 coming to join the 1 and 6 at the back of the Maul to make an even tighter unit, a unit that can take them all the way to the try line. And we can see from these images the tight unit of 4 they create at the back of the Maul. The number 3 and Skelton, that 270 kgs of muscle and power, have pushed up that left hand side, and now we get to a key moment. The front of the Maul is beginning to spin. That group of 4 players that built a tight unit at the back of the Maul should now be ready. They want to carry on going forward. As they feel the front of the Maul violently turn, they shear off and carry on going straight to the try line. What a Maul, what a score. In the same match, we saw a good example of how you stop the opposition winning a Maul. Firstly, the line out. La Rochelle are leaving all that space because they want Stade Francais to win the ball there. They're marking up the back with their 2 best jumpers. Stade Francais rush forward and win the ball in that space. Yes, La Rochelle, they do compete, but they have a backup option. Skelton gets rid of the guy he's lifting and turns, and now he's focused on that Maul. How La Rochelle Skelton bear hugs the Stade Francais 4 as he comes down to the ground. As soon as the feet of the jumper touch the floor, he starts to force his way through between the back lifter and the jumper. When the first 3 players get split like this, you can't construct anything behind. A Maul or a peel-off like Stade Francais were trying here is impossible. This is why players like Skelton are worth their weight in gold. Building Mauls, breaking Mauls, this guy can do it all. I mean, just look at this counter-rucking, the power he generates as soon as he gets his studs in the ground. He virtually created that turnover on his own. And behind it, La Rochelle, off they go. Playing on top of the turnover ball, not giving Stade Francais any time to get their defensive system in place. Maintaining the fast ball to the bitter end. And maybe it's poetic. At the end, we get to see the guy who created it all, finishing it all. As he goes on a Godzilla rampage with steps, dummies, and of course carrying 2 or 3 players over the line. What a player.